Okay, so I still can't believe this is happening, but I don't know, man. I don't see how Conor can get this done. Now, if this was a full form version of Conor, where he was active prior to the boxing fiasco and even, let's say, even after the Khabib fight, I do think that, yeah, he could have probably pulled it off. But after a 5-year layoff and going through what all he did, I can't see how it makes any logical sense that he's about to beat Max Holloway. A man that's been insanely active, and sure, he lost to Charles, but that was, grappling domination by Charles, right? And Ilya, which, this was peak form Ilya, where he was just going through everyone, and even then, he went multiple rounds with him, and then he got starched. And even then, he didn't get knocked out cold, okay? And then, look, he did also starch out Justin Gaethje. Now, more importantly, he has been active. Max has been active. Now, luckily for us MMA fans, this sport is not logical. We've had a sick tear of upsets this year with Sean Strickland and Justin Gaethje, but I don't know, man. All right, so what is the path of victory for Conor? I mean, at this point, it sounds like a broken record, but yeah, for someone with his attributes, the first 2 rounds are critical. And honestly, we'll be able to figure out who's going to be the overall victor of the fight once the first round is done, for the most part. If Conor comes out insanely technical, hands up, proper stance, is not afraid to throw kicks, is not afraid to get kicked, which is another thing. After a leg break like that, it's going to put a psychological toll on you at some level. So if he can do that, remain fundamentally technical, and his power is there, if it's truly there, which, that is the last thing to go, so yeah, then maybe he can pull it out in round 1, maybe round 2. But then again, we need to think, does a 170-pound Conor McGregor, who's coming off after 5 years, who did God knows what to his system, his body, right, during those treacherous years that he was going through, is he going to be able to do what no one else did? Yeah, Ilya did TKO Max, but this was later in his fight, and this was a Ilya that was going through a crazy tear, all right? And this was after repeated shots, and even then, like I said, Max was not out cold, all right? Justin was not able to do that. He got starched. And then besides, Justin did drop him for the first time, to be fair. And, to be fair, Dustin Poirier did also drop Max in their bout. But again, I want to revisit the Dustin fight in particular for this. People forget, man, Max came out in round 1 with a good sense of urgency, and he did drop Dustin Poirier bad. Now, I don't think that people realize that Max is also going to come in with an elevated amount of power. This is not Pillow Hands Max anymore. This is going to be Jerome Holloway that Conor's having to put up a freaking fight here. Overall, there's always a chance that Conor can land his punch, right? It's a fight. Shit happens. But statistically, I do think this is an 80-20 split, 80% for Max and 20% for Conor. Nevertheless, these are 2 legends that I grew up watching. It's going to be a treat to watch them. I just hope Conor doesn't get starched out in round 1, because that would be so awful. That would be so upsetting. I don't want to see that. But yeah.